Y Media would like to welcome you to Channel Y and Y Media Plus for an exclusive interview on Y Media Political Sensex. Welcome, this is Ramona Singh. I have Vic Fideli. He's the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creations and Trade. He led a delegation to Farnborough International Air Show. And this is the world's biggest aerospace event in the United Kingdom. And the Ontario government hosted a pavilion at this air show showcasing 10 companies and one municipality. Minister, you represented the province of Ontario. You made some big announcements. Please tell us all about it.
Well, first of all, Ramona, thank you for having me back on. I can tell you that the companies that visited our pavilion were very happy with where Ontario is today. They all commented on the fact that we've reduced the cost of doing business by nearly $7 billion a year, mostly through lowering taxes and cutting costs. They really like and appreciate the fact that Ontario manufacturers are really purely globally competitive. We did make one significant announcement at the show, a Mississauga and Milton company, Cyclone. They were able to announce a $21.4 million investment. Right now, they are a leading supplier of aerospace components. They've got 4 facilities throughout Mississauga and Milton, and $21.4 million is a very large expansion. The province of Ontario is investing $1.5 million to help them invest in their new technology, including robotic assembly.
That's fantastic. I'm seeing the press release that says Ontario government's investing $1.5 million in Cyclone Manufacturing, which is a supplier of aerospace component and sub-assembly. So that is exciting, creating jobs, as well as here we have it in terms of the upskilling of 100 employees at these facilities. You just mentioned Mississauga and Milton.
Yeah, there'll be 60 brand new jobs and upskilling of 100 people. So this is a very significant announcement. And I would expect that in the coming weeks, you'll hear 1 or 2 more like this, where we were able to talk to Ontario companies about expanding their own facilities. Now that they picked up some business at Farnborough, they're in a better position to expand, and we told them that we'll be there for them as well. So I would expect you'll hear a couple additional announcements coming out of Farnborough in the near future.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, Minister, tell us about some other job announcements, such as Tata Consultancy and Telus. We've been hearing a list of companies that are investing, creating jobs, and it's a really exciting time to hear that.
Yeah, every single day there's a new investment in Ontario, whether it's tech, manufacturing, aerospace, auto, Ontario. It just is absolutely this sea of tranquility in a globally turmoil world. And so they look to Ontario as a consistent place to do business. They know that Ontario is open for business. So Tata Consultancy, only a week or so ago, announced an expansion of 5,000 employees in Ontario over a 5-year period. And it'll be right in downtown Toronto. It's a very exciting opportunity. And that comes right on the heels of Telus's announcement. Now, Telus is investing $23 billion in Ontario in the next 4 years and will create 9,500 new positions. So, these are absolutely huge signals of confidence, and they put thousands of people to work in Ontario. So we're really grateful that companies acknowledge that Ontario is open for business and has lowered the cost of doing business.
That's great. Now, Minister, inflation's at its highest at 8.1%, the highest in 40 years. The cost of living has gone through the roof for basic things such as food, shelter, gas. And with some economists saying that potentially with fast increase rates overnight by the Bank of Canada, it could trigger a recession. What can you say? I mean, it's nice to hear about these job creations in Ontario, but any other words that you can say to our audience, people who are worried about the economic future, perhaps, and what they could look forward to in Ontario?
Well, our job is to lower the cost as much as possible, not only for businesses, but for families, and that's why we lowered the price of gas by 10 cents a litre, 4.3 cents earlier, and 5.7 cents a litre this month. That's our contribution to help families. That's another $630 million. We took away the cost of your license sticker, and so we know that between that and lowering the price of gas, put about $435 back in the pockets of families. So we're doing everything we can to keep our costs low and to make sure that there are jobs provided in Ontario. And we're doing both of those. We encourage the federal government to join us in lowering the price of gas and bring some relief to families.
Absolutely. Minister, I have to congratulate yourself and the PCs on a supermajority on June 2nd, and it's scheduled. You guys will be back in the House after, I guess, first week of August. Now, aside from the Premier's throne speech and passing the budget, any priorities for you in your ministry that you feel like you want to focus on?
Well, auto has been very important to Ontario. Think about under the previous government, they pretty much gave up on manufacturing in Ontario, and so we have got a renewed focus over the last 4 years on manufacturing. That's why we spent so much time and effort to lower the cost of doing business here. And we saw the auto sector alone invest $16 billion into Ontario just in the last 20 months. And so we expect to continue to push on those auto investments. Only a week ago, we were in Brussels to thank Umicore for their $1.5 billion investment. They will make the battery cathode that will be necessary to build electric vehicle batteries here in Ontario. That's $1.5 billion investment. We worked very hard on getting that investment here in Ontario, landing it here. And that's what we're doing every single day, is working for families to make sure we're bringing those investments. So our mandate is to continue to provide jobs in Ontario and new foreign capital, foreign direct investment. That's the trade file.
That's all great to hear. Thank you so much. Any final words?
Well, I hope that everybody does have a good summer. We've got another month or so of summer, that everybody enjoys the outdoors, stays safe, and spends time with their family, and gets ready to see Ontario really skyrocket in the next year.
Thank you, Minister Vic Fedeli. Thank you for your time as always.
Thanks, Ramona.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Y Media would like to thank you for joining us on Channel Y and Y Media Plus. For advertising on any Y Media platform, please call or text 416-475-5000. Y Media has multiple media platforms: Midweek Newspaper, Channel Y, Y Media Plus, Radio Y, FM 91.9, and visit us online on southasiandaily.com.